Welcome to another episode here at Deep Mountain Security. Today I'm going to show you how to check the file integrity of your downloads. So to begin with, I've got a couple of different things open up here. 3 of these, we might not do all of them, are a couple Linux distributions and then an image burn utility that we downloaded in yesterday's video. So I'm going to start by going to the downloads pages of these pages, and what I want you to look for when we go to these download pages is a checksum. So notice we've got 2 different kinds of checksums right here. We've got an MD5 and a SHA or SHA1, that's secure hash algorithm. And you're going to notice that this looks like a bunch of gibberish, but what this is it's a file hash that is created from using an algorithm for every different bit and how everything is arranged in the file itself. It uses an algorithm to generate these hashes. You'll notice over here we've got the same thing, MD5, SHA1. Different places are going to have different things. So like if we go over here, there's always a way that you can get to it. So if we go to the 64-bit version, you can see this has got it in a TXT file. So if we go to a TXT file, we've also got a SHA-256. And this is what the name of the file should be. So we can go ahead and download a couple of these. So I'm going to save this file right there. We can go ahead and save. I'll do the same thing over here. Pick this one. And you'll notice, so here's our ISO file. We'll go ahead and download that. Click save. If we go back, you'll notice we've got our hash algorithms. We can do the same thing if we go over to here, go to downloads. Somewhere on the downloads page, depending on how you get there, you might have to look around a bit, and this one was pretty easy. It's right here. So you're going to have a lot of downloads, especially in the security industry when you're downloading tools and whatnot, that when you go to download something, they will have an algorithm or some kind of a checksum that you can use to verify the integrity of your files. And then, of course, here at ImageBurn, we've already got them right here. We've already downloaded this tool, so we'll start off with that. So if you remember, I've got these files in our downloads folder here. I've actually got a couple of different things, including some different downloads. So we're going to change our directory into our downloads folder. And then we're going to, if you look at the list of everything we've got in here, you can see we've got a couple parts of different things, but we're going to go ahead and get started with this image burn stuff. So we've got our algorithms over here. So the PowerShell command for this, and this is my favorite way to do it in Windows, is get-filehash. So get-filehash, and then you're going to want to know, it's going to want to know which algorithm you're using. We'll go ahead and do MD5, and then you also need to specify the path to the item. In this case, we're going to select one of these image burn files, and we're going to go ahead and hit the enter key, and it'll spit out a hash right here. Interestingly enough, it looks like these 2 hashes are different. So that means that the integrity of this imageburn_2580 is probably not the same thing as what the website says it should be. Well, let's go ahead and try that on a different one. Let's go set up imageburn.exe. Those 2 look to be exactly the same. Interesting. Then we can try on another one of these, because if you remember from yesterday's video, I went and downloaded a bunch of these. Setup _imageburn, but then we've also got imageburn without an underscore. And we can hit the enter button. That's going to be the same. Look at that. So I think there's, was that it? Yeah, I think it was just those 3 we downloaded. So you'll notice that these are all different, but they're all the same across the board, but they're different from what the website says it should be. And that should be confirmed if we go and we swap to the SHA-1 algorithm. You'll notice that that's different as well. So if you compare them one letter at a time, one character at a time rather, they're different. So it's quite possible that the version I've downloaded isn't necessarily exactly what's here. Oh, I guess we did have that. Third one there. go. And so if you notice, if we run MD5 on that, that one actually matches. So if I was to install one of these tools, I would only want it to be the one that matched this MD5 algorithm here. So if we go back and do a SHA-1 on that same file, you'll notice that 6FC, and it continues on. One of the easiest ways I find to do this is to open a notepad up and just copy and paste the different things from one screen to another. So if I copy that, actually we were doing the SHA, weren't we? Copy that into Notepad, Alt-tabbing here to switch between windows. It's a really useful Windows shortcut, and we'll copy that, and we'll just paste it right here. So you can see this makes it really easy to line the characters up and down next to each other, and it's fairly obvious it's the exact same hash. However, if we took the one from the other image burn software that we downloaded as well, then we can go ahead and paste that underneath it, and you'll notice that that one is different and doesn't line up nearly as well. So one thing, this is something that is very useful. So if you remember some of these other, yesterday when I went to download stuff, we were using some of these other providers for the download, and so this one here that was a duplicate of the other one was the last one I downloaded, provided by ImageBurn directly. So if I hover over that, notice down left-hand corner, it's from the imageburn.com website instead of some other website like I might hover over these other ones. So what that tells me is that these other ones are either using a different version altogether or have in some way modified the contents of that file. It's not hard to change the hash in the contents of a file. Literally all you need to do is change one bit in the entire thing. So if you open up the executable file, maybe a text editor, and manage to add an extra line in there somewhere, or do something that won't mess up your executable, or you can unpack it and actually modify something inside of it sometimes. If you're using 7-zip or another similar program, and go in and modify one of the files in there, just change one character somewhere, that will still let the program run properly, but it'll give you a completely different hash because that's the way it works. No two files should ever have the same hash. However, MD5, for example, has been broken. There's a couple other algorithms that have been broken as well that people have been able to craft custom packages or different pictures and stuff like that, two completely different, separately sized pictures that'll have the exact same hash. So it is possible. So I strongly recommend using SHA-256 as the hashing algorithm of choice when validating stuff. But you'll notice here it was instantly obvious that the MD5 of some of these was not the same as the one provided directly from ImageBurn. So if we go back to Firefox now and let's check on the progress of our downloads, looks like the one from Puppy has finished. So here's our SHA-256. Let's open this back up in our PowerShell, and we're going to go get-file-hash out the algorithm. Let's go SHA-256. This might take a little bit longer just because the algorithm takes a little bit longer, and then our path is going to be that devx Xennial puppy, and then we're going to go ahead and hash that, and it should compare to this right here. If you look at that, it does indeed. It compares exactly, and we can do the exact same thing on a SHA-1, and that should compare, which it does, and we can do the exact same thing with an MD5, in which case that should also be the exact same as what we have here. So you notice that this download I have verified its integrity. I know it's safe. I don't know it's safe. You can verify the integrity of a malicious file if you have the file hash, and it'll tell you that it's the same. But this tells me that this is the download that this site or whoever wrote this text wanted me to download. So if you went and changed the hashing, the hash for people to check, you could potentially get them to download something malicious and think that the malicious item was okay. However, that's most likely not the case in most of the time. But it's good to know that this hash right here matches with what I found right here. So some people have actually mentioned to me from time to time that they don't really like it. So if I take this and I copy this into Notepad, for example, let's get rid of everything in here, and I paste this in the Notepad. You notice if I'm copying this and pasting this into Notepad right here, one of them's uppercase, one of them's lowercase, and with all the numbers in there, I think for me it's not that bad, but some people want to have everything uppercase all the time. So quick and easy way to do that in PowerShell, we can actually create a variable, or we can actually just paste this straight into PowerShell and then call the toUpper function on it, and there you go. You have it very quickly. Right click and paste it back into here, and you've got it in uppercase. So it makes it easy. So what this is doing right here is I've got a string, and this can be a variable, or this can just be a straight up string as well. toUpper is a method of the string class that allows me to convert everything in the string to uppercase. So you'll notice that's exactly what it did. And because I wasn't saving it into a variable, it just piped it directly output to the screen, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we wanted. And it makes it easy to go and you can check in. You can do this with any text in here. We can go ahead and even copy this if we wanted to. And go in here and do the exact same thing. Right click to paste, and then .toUpper. I should have typed the U. I'm just tab completing here, and then it'll do the exact same thing, just all uppercase. Really useful. But I just wanted to quickly show you guys today how you can take something, a download, and verify its integrity by using a hashing function. Because sometimes on various websites, like for example on this image burn website right here, when we went and downloaded it, I don't know where my downloads went to. Here we go. You notice that the hash was different on some of these, and we want them to be the same. So that tells me that while they might be secure, some of these other image burn setup files, the only one, I mean, look, all these other ones are even the same size, but this one's a different size. So that would kind of explain why they're having different hashes. But then you kind of wonder what makes them different, what exactly is different between one setup file to another. But this is this one right here that was from the imageburn.com's file, and so if we download that again, you're going to notice it's the exact same thing. So now in place of the 1, we're going to have a 2. It's the exact same size. We can go into here again, get file hash algorithm. Let's do SHA-1, and then the path is going to be the image burn, but we want the one with a 2 in it. Let's see here, image burn. Hold on. Image burn. That's not tab completing. Okay, so it's actually set up image burn. My bad. And then we want the 2, and there you go. There's our hash. It matches what the website says. If we put it into our notepad here and compare them up and down, each character would be exactly the same. And you notice if I change one bit, not only is it's not just going to change one character of my hash, it's going to change the entire hash. So like you can verify the integrity of your download, see if it matches what the website says it should. Most websites, especially in the security industry with secure tools and whatnot, they will tell you exactly what you should be looking for and what it should look like in terms of the hash, and you should be able to verify, okay, I have downloaded it and it matches what the website has. It wasn't modified when I was downloading it, or I haven't downloaded a modified file from what the website wanted me to download. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our videos. We're posting one about every day now. Really good stuff. We cover some of the best topics in security. If there's something that you wanted to have, let me know in the comments below. We'll make sure to cover it. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.